Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos CBB Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of January 30th, 2024. Y'all, I'm fresh in off the road. I have purchased a new car, and let me tell you, I very close came to putting down when it said employment, Sickos CBB LLC. But I realized that might have detracted, especially because, yeah, you can guess.
Yeah, Jordan, we don't pay you.
I know. Well, that's problem one, right? The other problem.
Yeah,
so
we definitely don't make enough money at this point to afford a car and to help your credit score.
The thing that really chapped the wife's ass though was this: is that she makes, even with my regular job, even when I was working like full time as a teacher, she still makes way more money than I do. Okay, but my credit score is 3 points higher, and she about like chucked something at my head.
Congrats on your life as a trophy husband, by the way, Jordan.
I'm living the life. I look cute. I get new cars. I cook. I don't even clean, not very well. I'm not good at it. And I go teach college classes, and I live the professorial lifestyle. Oh, let's talk about things, guys. Let's talk about like learning about learning. We're talking about metacognition today. And my wife has a government job and brings in the money. It's wonderful.
I feel like there are cars we could buy as a committee, like
Yes.
not new ones, but like there are cars we could buy.
I'm
gonna say this.
We could do Le Mans, not Le Mans, but Lemons, which is a thing. You buy $1,000 car and you run it for 24 hours. We could do that.
Say that Cajun style. Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Le Mans. No, we got an email. I don't want to go too far into detail, but a potential like stock car driver wants us as a sponsor on their stock car.
I saw that email. I didn't read it, but I saw it.
I don't know how much it will cost. I don't know, but I'm willing to take a meeting.
Just cover the car
Always
with stickers.
always take the meeting.
I will take the meeting. I was like, we only own like maybe like 4 different logos, not just the guy. You'd have to get like the committee here.
Yeah.
As licensed, and they're like, let us know when you're available for a meeting. And I'm like, dude, if we,
Just take the meeting.
So if we get advertising on a car, do you think people will start to advertise on this podcast?
Sure.
Because I mean, I'm really, 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 really wanting that sweet RC Cola money.
Why RC Cola? Because you've had that
know.
in your head for like a year now, but why RC Cola?
I feel like it's the most sicko soda you could go for. Is there more? I mean, do you want like
all of the like grocery
flavored
store
soda
variants of Dr. Pepper? Like, I want to be sponsored by Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder.
Well, that you have to take like Walmart money there for that.
I will. By the way, I will take Walmart money.
Okay,
hey, Walmart, if you're listening,
Walmart, you listening?
Happily, we will sell out to that. RC Cola is still independent. Is 7-Up still independent, or are they under the Dr. Pepper brand?
I think
7-Up and Dr.
RC
Pepper are buddies.
I think RC Cola is underneath like the Keurig Dr. Pepper, but internationally, they are just still RC Cola.
We're sponsored by RC Cola of the Philippines.
I think Snapple's in there too somehow.
Yeah,
because I remember when for Andretti Autosport in the like early 2010s in IndyCar, they had like Snapple and RC Cola and Sundrop on cars. So I'm assuming that was all the same company. I don't think they went and got 3 different beverage manufacturers. So I assume those are all the same company.
They're probably some giant conglomerate that they just need to sponsor us. I mean, if you're associated with like Squirt grapefruit soda, let's do that. Anything weird, Fresca, we'll take you too.
Yeah, everything that I know about corporate America is from sponsoring things, whether it's college football bowl games, motorsports. So all I'm saying is that like any beverage, like it could be local. But do we have any restrictions? Like, because I know that like alcoholic beverages can't sponsor like bowl games or like NCAA stuff, but like we don't have that restriction, right?
No.
Like we said the name Whip Shots, something that they could not do on the LA Bowl broadcast.
Cardi B, sponsor us.
We follow Whip Shots.
We do follow Whip Shots.
Every once in a while, I see like a new thing. RC Cola apparently had their latest advertising campaign was launched, and it was called "Why Not," which that feels about right for RC Cola.
That's perfect for us. Yeah, you asked me why RC Cola. I say why not.
I have hastily done some research, and I'm pleased to inform everybody that we can definitely afford to do the 24 hours of lemons because it's actually $500.
Oh, we can
Plus
get a $500 car. Hell yeah.
We could get a $500 car plus safety equipment plus the entrance fee, but we could afford this. We could do it.
I mean, it'd be cool to be. I mean, I wouldn't want like a. There's no way we can afford like the hood sticker, like the giant hood sticker.
No, we can buy the car. No, we buy a car and run it for $500.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I was talking about the potential like.
Oh no, yeah, hood
NASCAR thingy. Yeah,
just put a little thing on the ass. It's fine. We'll be the.
Tramp
Isn't
stamp.
what was I say? Isn't in Cars? Isn't there canonically in the Cars series tramp stamps? Isn't that in the first Cars movie? She's like, oh hey, it's a tramp. The second one's the one that has torture, right?
Yes.
This series is weird, man.
Yeah.
Weird ass series. Anyways, as always, I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I've got Commish, Pitt Girl, got Andrew here to cover some basketball and other things. Wearing his UCLA shirt, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Pitt Girl, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Andrew, how are you, sir?
Good. We have the basketball version of the Egg Bowl going on. As you can imagine, it's very normal and not a lot is happening, but we're doing good.
Perfect. Commish?
It's been a hell of a day. I'm just going to say this. I had to like combine 3 days of work essentially into one just so I can have the day off tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So I scrambled all day and went through all of these like ridiculous things that I have to do for my job. And the last one was where this person decided to email the CEO's office over 700 times.
Cool. Yeah.
So it made it a little bit difficult for me to find documents that this regulatory agency wanted because I had to sift through 700 emails.
Gotcha.
To get to these things. So
was this 700 manually sent emails or like the one time that, oh my God. Because one time my like office Outlook just like spazzed out and sent a bunch of emails at once. It's not that.
We had to like verify because this person is probably not going to be with the company any longer. Like
you think?
Maybe not any longer because, and then he admitted, yeah, I sent all these. Okay. Just kept, and I'm like, all right, yeah, and this was over basically a repair less than $2,000.
Always, it's always that way.
On a, yeah, I hate that car. I'm just gonna say it. I'm done.
Y'all, I want to check in with how Elmo's doing because poor Elmo, like the Muppet. How old is Elmo? Do you guys know?
He's canonically 3.
He's 3.5 usually is what you see. He's been 3.5, I think, for 40 years at this point, but that's okay. Elmo decides on Monday morning at 9:46 a.m. to tweet out, Elmo is just checking in. How is everybody doing? And y'all, don't ask that on a Monday morning, Elmo, because Elmo got a trauma dump like I have never seen in my life.
I had to close the tab. It was really bad.
Elmo's quote tweets were just like, how you fucking think I'm doing, Elmo? It was awful. I hate everything. Have you seen the world? And I don't think Elmo is ready for that.
This is not a question for Elmo to be asking in the year of our Lord 2024.
No. This is not Elmo. This is like this is why when I was teaching, I stopped asking how everyone was doing back in like 2018 because same problem. No, isn't going to happen. So everyone just trauma dumps on Elmo for a bit. And I did too. I admit that I quote tweeted and I was like, yep, Elmo, how the fuck do you think I'm doing, Elmo? How do you think it's going in 2024? Wait,
so you're part of the problem?
Yes. I mean, when have I ever let on, Andrew, that I am not part of the problem?
I mean, that's
part
true.
Of the solution?
That's a
when
fair
have I
point.
ever been part? You guys have known me for 3-4 years at this point.
That's
when
a
have I
fair
ever
point.
been part of a solution, y'all?
That is
As
true.
soon as
Jordan,
I
you
said
are very
it, I
much
knew
a
what
precipitate.
the response was going to be.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
he will egg it on further. I was trying to think of something funny to say from the committee account, but I just let it. I just got lost in the quote tweets.
It was so good.
I got lost in the replies. I got lost in people just airing out how bad things are right now, and I was just like, Elmo's had enough. I'm gonna leave Elmo alone. But you got to be careful when you asked for this information here. It was, yeah, man, on a Monday morning. Elmo, do that on like Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
like,
that's when you
right
want
when
to
we're
do
getting
it.
out of work. See how we doing then. But Monday morning, like within the first Elmo, not many people had their coffee yet, man.
Yeah. So here's what I'm
maybe
going to do.
needed a second cup.
Here's what I'm going to do, guys.
To talk about the fact that we're all acting as though this tweet went out on Monday. It did not. It was today. It was 10 hours ago.
No, it wasn't. No. The original tweet went out on the 29th.
I apologize. This is the reply. Well, Elmo is glad he asked tweet, which was quote tweeted by President Biden from the POTUS account an hour ago.
I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to click on the hidden replies for the original tweet.
Oh, no.
I'm going to start reading some. I skinned a Super Grover alive in an alley.
Wait, a Super Grover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was in a Superman costume.
Okay.
Yep.
Super Grover is a canonical Sesame Street character.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone is asking if Elmo is vaxxed and recovered from myocarditis. And someone said, beat it, poison needle pushing kid killer. So there we go. The hidden replies are totally normal.
Twitter is great lately, right?
Oh, yeah. Just the best. Blue checks are just knocking out of the park.
You have to hide tweets manually, right? Like, I don't think there's any way to do that with a script. There might be.
No, you have to hide tweets manually. So these are the ones that that someone who runs the Elmo account had to go through and hide.
Yeah, like these street interns.
Axed.
Like, yeah, this is not just like, oh, we have a filter where like anyone that says fuck to Elmo gets hidden. Like, this is like a human is sitting here clicking a button to hide these things.
So then, because everyone trauma dumps on Elmo, the actual Sesame account had to come in like mom and go, thank you, Elmo, for checking in with a reminder for us to pause and take mindful moment to focus on how we're feeling. For emotional well-being resources, visit at Sesame Workshop. Like, having to guide people to actual mental health resources because they didn't realize how quite on edge everyone was. And then, of course, like Pitt Girl said, the next one was, well, Elmo is glad he asked. Elmo learned that it is important to ask a friend how they are doing. Elmo will check in again soon. Friends, Elmo loves you.
This is why you ask at the beginning of every podcast, how's everybody doing?
That's it. See, I'm checking in with y'all.
You checking in. You got to check in.
I'm not going to ask it on our account.
I feel like we should.
We should. I would also like to take a moment to appreciate the tweet immediately below the follow-up tweet from Elmo, which is him quote tweeting the Yip Yip Martians who have a Twitter account. Congratulations, Michigan fans.
Another natty.
Yip Yip Martians just say, nope. And Elmo says, this is how Elmo feels when he skips nap time. I think this is probably how Elmo feels reading the replies to the how are you tweet too.
Of course, all the brands are on this too. Like Xbox is underneath here, and Domino's, and
when I opened it, what is Xbox saying? Was from Popeyes.
What did Popeyes say?
I don't know. I gotta reopen it.
Okay.
My top one is 3-year Letterman, friend of the show. Shout out to 3-year Letterman.
That was like the fourth one for me.
Xbox says, "Thank you for listening, Elmo." MTV responded. MTV, who has one fucking show that they show, decided to give out little things, ways to acknowledge people, ways to support people. So MTV basically has the show that's like Tosh.0 but less funny, and also how to help people, I guess.
The Popeyes one is not great. People are forgetting they can pre-order their wings before the big game.
God damn
I've just unintentionally given them some problems. So
damn it, don't do that. So yeah, Elmo asked how people were doing, and apparently the answer was not great.
Not great,
what
Elmo.
What is that? An image of?
This is a Domino's UK pizza conveyor on fire, which is how they responded to Elmo's tweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, I see it. I scrolled down and I found it.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
There's somebody on the floor as well.
Oh god. Yeah. I am when corporations, and it was funny because this overshadowed Big Bird's thing. Because Big Bird was doing a thing about how he was tiny all week on Twitter. And like that was a whole saga. People were like, this is just some fucking bullshit Super Bowl thing. Turns out it wasn't. But Big Bird's trauma of being like lifted up and being tiny overshadowed by Elmo just asking, how's everyone doing?
Honey, I Shrunk the Big Bird.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. One of the replies that said, Elmo sold me fentanyl behind Target. Jesus Christ, man. And like brothers are like just joined in the replies. Like just
Yep.
It just like one person's like the Lions and Ravens lost, I'm upset. And then Buffalo Wild Wings was like, well we got wings on sale Tuesdays and Thursdays, so like
brands, just let us have something nice with Elmo brands.
Someone said, why does Pikachu never check in with us?
I'm still stuck on Honey, I Shrunk the Big Bird because this week is also the 4th anniversary of large boulder the size of a small boulder.
Yes.
Which means that we can have Big Bird the size of a small bird.
Oh. Y'all, sometimes it's just good when the Muppets. Whenever the Muppets are involved in things, just things get better. I'm an unapologetic Muppet fan of all like shapes and sizes and things like that. Whenever the Muppets get involved, it just makes me happy. Okay, well, we're done with, I think, Muppet talk. So let's talk about some college football stuff that lets people get mad because Auburn did the thing.
All right,
they hired DJ Durkin. Fucking DJ Durkin.
Auburn, didn't I tell you like 3 weeks ago not to fucking do this?
Didn't listen.
You did.
And yeah, nobody listens to me. It's fine. But seriously, go ahead.
Is that a message for Pitt Girl? Is your roommate too?
I like the framing that obnoxiously fit boyfriend is my roommate.
That's right. No, I was looking for like, what does she call him? I was blanking. I was like, your roommate? My bad.
It's like
I just can make you laugh before you do this.
And
that's like something your mom would say
angry.
when she doesn't approve that you moved in with your boyfriend or significant other or partner or whoever.
It does.
Like,
roommate.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, your roommate, right? Not your live-in boyfriend.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm glad to lighten the mood before you get mad here.
Yes. So returning to the topic at hand. Auburn hired DJ Durkin in addition to having already hired Hugh Freeze. Imagine that. These things are probably connected. We all know Hugh Freeze is morally bankrupt. This is not news. He has been gross his entire existence as a person adjacent to football, including and perhaps especially when he was coaching high school. Shout out to our friends at Split Zone Duo in the commentary track, which I have not yet listened to for The Blind Side, but know that movie is not factually accurate in any way, really. And he's sleazy. He's been sleazy. He's really not that great of a football coach. Yes, Ole Miss did beat Alabama a couple times when he was there. They were dropping bags before that was legal to do that. Good luck with that in the NIL era, Hugh. Then he just hired another guy who's a dirtbag for slightly different reasons, but also it's worse because he let a kid die on his watch.
Significantly worse.
Significantly worse. And like, Hugh Freeze is really fucking gross, guys. And DJ Durkin, much like his new boss, really not that special in terms of on the field results. Though, mind you, Nick Saban could come down as the return of Jesus Christ himself. And if he had the record, off the field record, track record that DJ Durkin does, I would not think anyone should hire him then either. This is so gross. I'm gonna die mad about it. Launch Auburn football and the athletic director who's allowing all of this to happen because, Hugh Freeze and DJ Durkin are magically going to win the SEC. Yeah, okay, sure. Launch all of it into space. I hate it. I hate it.
The player's name was Jordan McNair, and I have to keep going back to it. And I have to keep saying it just because it, the culture at Maryland at that point was so horrific. If you read the documents, and it happened under his watch, and this person should not be allowed to lead men full stop period anywhere.
Correct.
And he has shown no remorse. He has shown that he's learned nothing.
And certainly not in a situation like college football where, yes, you are leading men, but you are leading young men who are not going to stand up to you or push back against a toxic locker room culture or anything else that they dislike about you, unlike what we were talking about on our last show, where NBA teams will just be like, oh, the players don't like you? Bye.
This is, yeah, like I said it on my personal account. This is in the walls now, Auburn. Congrats. You're going to have to, needs to be leveled and ripped down to the studs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have got just.
I'm really confused by like the AD for Auburn. Like he was at Mississippi State when Hugh was at Ole Miss.
Yep.
Like that doesn't make sense that he would hire Hugh. But I feel like in that case, I'm like, I don't feel like he's hiring Hugh. And so I don't know who's essentially calling the shots there. But you know, that's something to speculate further, but you know, it's not a great situation. I've always been kind of like a little bit of, I don't know, Auburn always seemed like a fun place, a fun university, a fun foil to Alabama in weird, ridiculous years. Like they have this weird, I don't know, they come up out of nowhere and then they have this crazy, phenomenal like things that just seem to happen, you know, the Auburn Jesus thing, you know, like Auburn Jesus, like here, the prayer in Jordan hair, you know, the kick six, stuff like that seem to happen to Auburn. And it's fun because they're kind of like a chaos agent. And then now it's just like, well, this is not fun. This is kind of like, I don't know. It feels like they're trying to turn into what like Jimbo was last year, like just collecting all the bad guys.
Yeah,
A little bit, you know.
And if anything, this once again proves that Hugh Freeze, to me at least, I think I feel I know, just to borrow from something else. This feels to me, this shows me that Hugh Freeze once again has one of the, like, if you just want to talk about the fact that like he has no sense of being able to, one, read the room, or two, judge people.
I mean, is it that or that he just doesn't give a shit? Like,
yes, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to assume the best about Hugh Freeze, which fucking bury me right now.
That's assuming facts, not in evidence.
God, that's awful. Yeah, never mind. I feel bad now. Okay. Anyways, this like, yes, man.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh God, just. And I hate to reduce it down to like he's also not a very fucking good defensive coordinator, because that shouldn't even matter. That should not even come into the fucking world here.
It truly should not matter. This is gross. This is a thing that should not be happening. As I said, this could be Nick Saban reincarnated as Jesus riding down on a unicorn. And if he had a player's blood on his hands, I would still say that no one should be hiring him. But it does have a special kind of like coach brain, but like not coach brain. I don't have the phrasing for it to be like, yeah, this guy has this like pitch black, like Vanta black mark on his record, and he's really not that great of a football coach, and we're going to hire him anyway.
And great coach. There's great coaches everywhere that can't.
Been a coordinator in the SEC twice, so you know, got to recycle them.
So that proves that it's like being an NFL coordinator. Once you're an NFL coordinator, you just get cycled through.
That's right.
Anyways, let's talk about something that's less depressing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you listeners, if you've noticed, Beth is not here tonight. Beth isn't feeling great, but we are going to talk about the Luxor Hotel, which, if you don't remember, Beth had a close encounter with a window at.
A really close encounter.
Where her head smacked into a sideways window. And it turns out that the Luxor is where the media is staying for the Super Bowl. Did you see where the teams are staying for the Super Bowl?
They're staying at Lake Las Vegas?
Something
way
called
off the strip.
Lake Las Vegas. I didn't even know there was an actual lake
They
Las
do
Vegas.
not. It's a fake lake. But
of course.
They're way off the strip because they don't trust. Like, they'll put college kids on the strip for the Las Vegas Bowl, but they don't trust the fucking NFL players. Okay, sure, whatever, fine.
So one, it's like they're across the lake from each other.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it closer to like practice fields?
That maybe.
No.
Oh, whoa! It's like way
it's
Okay.
nowhere.
in
Okay.
the burbs. Whoa.
The burbs of Vegas, which is funny, also.
Which is like the desert. But
So
there's a lake because
where the media is staying is the Luxor. Which, if you don't know, if you haven't been to Vegas, it's an older hotel. I say very old. It's like probably 35 years old, maybe.
Really?
Oh, it's such an old hotel.
Wait, hang on. Everybody look up Lake Las Vegas and tell me that they haven't filmed a season of The Bachelor at this place. Come on.
I mean, it has to be.
Well, I mean, this is the one where I'm pretty sure that the one guy just kept trying to take the zip line over and over again.
The Luxor was built in.
That's all you do is you want to take the zip line.
The Luxor opened in 93. Okay, so it is
93.
Yeah.
God, man, I feel like the Luxor was only like 20 years old.
No.
Hoy.
Tupac Shakur, who was murdered in Vegas, had been staying at the Luxor during his visit to the city.
Jesus
Thanks, Wikipedia. Thanks, fucking Wikipedia. So, anyways, it's a giant pyramid that's also known for having a blasting light out of the top.
Yes, a giant beam.
When I went to Vegas when I was 16,
Like the beam.
When I was went to Vegas when I was 16
okay.
to do like the family Vegas stuff with my family, it was set up to advertise the movie Armageddon, and it had a giant like sticker hole in the middle of it, like a meteor had hit it.
Hell yeah!
Right?
Oh, that's cool.
I love that movie.
It might have been
That's
Deep
such a
Impact.
good
Actually,
movie.
it might have been Deep Impact. Those came out at the same time, and I can't remember which one it was.
Same thing.
Are
Could be
you
Day
an
After Tomorrow.
Armageddon
Who knows?
guy or a Deep Impact guy?
Okay, so, God, okay. I love both of them. Deep Impact is probably the better movie in terms of a better movie. However, I will watch Armageddon more readily. I will always watch Armageddon if it's on.
I'm fully Team Armageddon, so I'm down with that.
The other one is like a thoughtful character drama about like on the ground people. Like Armageddon is just is Armageddon about the same guy as Independence Day or no? No, it's Joel Schumacher, isn't it? No.
Armageddon's Michael Bay.
Okay, is it Armageddon? Okay, it's Michael Bay. Yeah,
more explosions. Yeah.
Don't want to close my eyes. Yeah, no, I've seen that.
Yeah,
song
no. The quote I love from Armageddon is from, I think it's from like the DVD commentary thing or whatever. But like Ben Affleck said that he asked Michael Bay why for the plot of the movie they were training oil drillers to be astronauts and not training astronauts to be oil drillers. Mm-hmm. And Michael Bay told him to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So
that's all you got to know.
Armageddon is one of my go-tos. Like anytime I see that's on TNT, like it's up there with The Accountant in terms of my TNT movies where I'll be turning my TV on a Saturday to watch college
that Arthur is
football,
like a giant Ben Affleck fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do like Ben. I like a number of his movies. He's also made the worst movie I've ever watched.
Which one?
Gigli. Okay, I still haven't watched that.
It's not.
Don't do it.
Okay.
It's not bad.
No, it's terrible. It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Commish.
Yeah.
What is the Luxor made up to be like right now, though?
A giant Dorito.
It's a giant fucking Dorito chip, and that's the media hotel.
It's a giant Dorito. Like one side of it is just a giant Dorito, and as soon as I saw it, which was I was a little delayed in seeing it come across our timeline, I had to bevel it to give it like the Dorito flavor. Somebody in the replies just said, "Hey, I'll just bevel like this section of it." I'm like, "No, we're beveling the entire skyline, the giant Roomba where the Super Bowl will take place, and everything else with it, including the in front of the Luxor. Is it like a fake, a
fake Sphinx?
Sphinx.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just.
It's also, if I remember correctly, on like the ass end of the strip too. Like it's on the very south end, closest to the airport too.
Yeah, I think there was like an issue with the beam by the airport when it first opened.
I am reading the Wikipedia page, the part of the Wikipedia page about the light beam right now. Mm-hmm. Number one, I think they should turn it orange while it's a Dorito.
I like it.
And number two, the tip of the pyramid, I'm just going to read directly from the part of the article about the sky beam. Quote, the tip of the pyramid is 3 stories and features a beam of light known as the Luxor sky beam. It is the most powerful man-made light in the world, using curved mirrors to collect the light from 39 xenon lamps and focus them into one intense, narrow beam. It costs $51 an hour to operate, and $20 of that is electricity.
That's
Only
less than I thought.
51?
That's not as
Yeah,
bad as I thought. I could cover that.
I found out like 51 an hour.
Yeah, at full power.
Okay.
The beam was activated on the night of October 14th, 1993, has operated reliably since then. On a clear night, it is visible up to 275 miles away by aircraft at cruising altitude, such as over Los Angeles. Moth are also attracted to the light 3 citations, which in turn attracts bats and owls 2 citations.
Nice.
There's a whole Luxor lamp food chain.
Local ecosystem.
And
Also, it gets as hot as 500 degrees in the light beam.
That I would
baked owl. Baked owl.
Also, Carrot Top performs at the Luxor.
Nice.
Did you see Carrot Top got buff and it got really weird? Like he's a very buff dude. Let me get you a picture.
I did see that.
He got very roided out after a while.
I want to go. I want to go back to Lake Las Vegas.
Okay, go for it.
So the 49ers are staying in the Hilton Las Vegas, which is at the very bottom of this lake.
Okay.
But on the big part of the lake, the Chiefs are staying in the Westin Las Vegas resort. So the Chiefs get I feel like more of the lake. They're getting more of the lake view just looking at the it seems like it's a little bit better. It's not right off of the Lake Las Vegas Parkway like the Westin. I'm sorry, the Hilton. The Westin is deep. There's a couple golf clubs around here. I feel like the Chiefs got the better amenities here.
There are players who are pissed that they have the points for the other hotel, and they're like, "Damn, I really wanted those points."
Yeah, I would be. I also am going to nominate that our next movie night be the Carrot Top vehicle chairman of the board.
I already saw it, but okay.
Oh, damn. Okay, never mind. Anyways.
There was a great clip with Norm Macdonald and I think it was Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Jesus Christ.
On the Conan show about Norm Macdonald just roasting Courtney Thorne-Smith being in chairman of the board.
That feels right.
Which is incredible. Courtney Thorne-Smith was definitely trying to defend Carrot Top and the movie, and Norm Macdonald did not let that happen, and it's an all-time clip.
There you go. Okay.
Wow, I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. 11% from the audience, 20% or 11% from the critics, 20% from the audience. So I think this has us written all over.
You can't trust things that old on Rotten Tomatoes, though. Because it doesn't, again, those reviews are on fucking Usenet somewhere, okay? They're on alt.movies.carrottop somewhere. Okay, that exists. Okay, let's talk about, we have some upcoming events that are not football related. First off, we have the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum. This is NASCAR, correct? It's a stock car racing?
Yeah, this is NASCAR. It's basically like a preseason thing.
Okay.
I know people, so the way I see this being at the Coliseum is that this is a novelty event.
Okay.
So there's the novelty of we put the NASCAR cars inside the LA Coliseum, and that in and of itself doesn't really lend itself to good racing. I wouldn't urge people, but I would say you can check this out if you just think oh, that's neat. They put the cars in the LA Coliseum, but the racing that you'll see on Sunday night is not really representative of what you would normally see if you watched NASCAR.
Okay.
And so if it's just if you just want to watch that as curiosity, then I'm not saying don't watch it. I think Machine Gun Kelly is performing. This is not great NASCAR racing.
Good to know.
So that's the one NASCAR news. The other NASCAR news is that their Netflix show has dropped, right? So, Formula One had their Netflix show for many years. Yep. A lot of people saw that. It was attributed to the series growing in popularity. So now NASCAR has a show. I have seen the first episode. It dropped like today, the day we're recording this, Tuesday. And I've only seen the first episode. I'm planning on watching the rest, but I've heard that fans are upset because of how much Denny Hamlin is featured in the show. So he's like the kind of the heel of NASCAR right now. Mainly, I think just for just being really honest and open about things, like probably too honest in a lot of situations. That's why people don't like him. So naturally, the reality show loves him and is giving him as much airtime as they can. So that's what I've heard. NASCAR fans are a little upset about that Denny Hamlin's getting all the shine. But if you're someone who watched Drive to Survive, if you're someone who wants to learn more about NASCAR, it seemed like it did a pretty decent job based on just the first episode.
Sounds good. Well, let's go on to some basketball. If you guys don't,
do we need to put the music in here, or we just say it?
Andrew has the music. Oh, yeah, Andrew,
no, put in the music.
Arthur has the music. He can drop it.
Drop in the music.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
So we have with us tonight Andrew. Andrew is the person who does most of the tweeting from the Sickos CBB account, and we thought we'd bring him on. Andrew also is can I call you an academic? Is that what you're going to go with your career path as?
Sure. It makes me
Andrew's
sound really pretentious, but
yeah, he's an academic. He is. Are you triple degreed yet, or just doubled?
Almost there.
Almost. Okay, so he's double degreed. Let's not calm yourself.
And they'll all end up being Big Ten when UCLA joins the Big Ten.
That is funny. Anyways,
I expect that to be the case.
Andrew
breakdown of the Pac-12 is bad for our sport, but it's pretty fun.
Andrew is our basketball guy, and he is here to guide us through some of things that are coming up. First off, can we talk about our poll? Because we have our college basketball poll coming up. It will be released. The voting will start on February 1.
That's right.
And go through February 4.
Correct.
What we are doing is, for this, instead of doing just our usual, where we'll list the top 25, whatever, top 30, but we also do a field of 68, where we actually take into account the auto bids and things like that, which is a lot of fun. It tends to be a little more flavorful, but that means we do need you all to vote, and to vote for teams across conferences.
Vote for anything, like vote for 10 different things. Don't load the ballot with like the same thing 10 times, which, I mean, some people do in the football poll. Fine, whatever. But this
is our serious poll, goddammit.
No, but for this one, it helps us fill out the 68. So if we're doing like the auto bids, we're talking about the NEC. We're talking about, all of the conferences, no matter who it is. So if it's like somebody like Evansville, the Aces or something, if it's someone unlike the WCC, maybe like Hawaii or like the Southern Utah Thunderbirds, whatever you want to vote for, make it count, throw them in there, because you don't necessarily know how many votes someone in that conference is going to get. So they could get the auto bid in our fictional Sickos CBB field of 68, the Sickos 68. And we'll do a poll the beginning of this month. We were thinking about doing one in January, but it's pretty good once we get to conference play, which I think we're like really kind of into it a little bit now.
Yeah, we are.
Pretty deeply.
We're in the meat of conference play.
And really, we're going to do a poll the beginning of February. We're going to do one the beginning of March. And then we're going to try to line it up with Selection Sunday when we do our poll. And then once the games begin in March Madness, we're going to put the polls out there with all of the matchups. Last year, the national championship game was Louisville.
Yeah.
The 1 seed Louisville versus, I believe, the 12 seed Fran McCaffrey, the coach for Iowa.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. And so the 12 seed Fran McCaffrey won it. I really think that stare down with the ref against Michigan State just carried him to the title. So
that was the moment of the year by last year.
That was kind of the moment of the college basketball year. Just silent staring. It was beautiful. It earned a title. A 12 seed made an incredible run. So let's
A
see what we
Cinderella
got this
story.
year. Let's see what this year is going for. I cannot wait.
Andrew, what do we got? So what happened last week in college basketball?
Okay, so this includes some stuff that happened today, actually.
Okay, go for it.
This is recent top 10 teams that have lost.
Okay.
Some of these have changed since the AP poll came out. You know, the AP poll in college basketball is also kind of, I don't know, Jimbolic's probably too hyperbolous, but it's kind of stupid.
Okay.
I think it's like, oh, it's cool to have the numbers next to the teams, but I mean, just look at the advanced statistics for the most part, other than for a couple of teams. Anyway, South Carolina beat Kentucky, Alabama beat Auburn, Northwestern beat Illinois, Oregon State beat Arizona, which is the biggest. Oh no, actually, the one tonight might have been bigger. Oregon State, the women beat number 3 and number 16.
Holy shit.
In women's at home. They beat Colorado and Utah at home. And the men beat Arizona, who's number 9, and they beat ASU, who is not number 9. Iowa State beat Kansas, which is actually not really an upset because college basketball home court arenas are just extremely
That's
difficult.
that Hilton magic there for the Cyclones.
Yeah, exactly. Mississippi State beat Auburn. It was a very bad week for Auburn athletics
Jesus
all around.
Christ.
So they lost to both Alabama and Mississippi State and hired DJ Durkin. So great job, everybody. Well done. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Also, Ole Miss beat Mississippi State tonight.
Just now. Yeah.
Yeah, just now. Just finished.
We're getting towards Sickos Circle in the SEC. But South Carolina also beat Tennessee today. So in the last week, they've beaten number 6 at the time, Kentucky, and number 5, Tennessee.
Jesus Christ.
So they're 18-3 and not ranked, which is, why the AP poll is kind of garbage. And Georgia Tech beat North Carolina. Go ahead, Coach.
That was tonight, right?
That was tonight.
Okay.
The South Carolina second one and Georgia Tech were tonight.
Is South Carolina like the coach with the quarter zip or something? Or do I have that
Carolina
wrong?
is coached by Lamont Parrish.
Okay. But they mentioned something about his quarter zip. Does he wear a quarter zip? Like, every
since
time?
the pandemic, a lot of coaches have gone from wearing a full suit to wearing like team branded apparel, be it a polo or a quarter zip. I don't know if his thing is wearing the quarter zip always. I don't know.
There's an account that says Lamont's quarter zip.
Okay.
Right.
I do see lots of articles about him being like quarter zip is the thing. So yeah, I think so. It's good for them. I mean, the suit is not. If you want to do the suit, that's fine. I still think
it's a little try hard at this point.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
I still think that we should do the baseball thing, and every coach should have to wear the uniform of the players.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Every football coach should be required to wear pads, like absolutely be wearing pads. And every basketball coach should be wearing shorts and a jersey.
Yeah, that is something that I think it's to see them in the I wonder what coaches would be like wearing the undershirt underneath the basketball.
Yeah.
Or the shooters
or little, some coaches got the shooter sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
What other ones, they
I don't know. I'm just thinking about a football coach like showing up to coach with like a neck roll.
Imagine Mac Brown in full pads.
Like his head, it would look like CG Bruce Banner at the end of Infinity War, where it's just his little tiny head popping out of the Hulkbuster armor. Yep, that's exactly what it would look like.
Avengers assemble.
Would they have to wear a helmet though? Because
yes.
they gotta wear a headset.
In my world, absolutely yes.
Okay, all right.
Black.
You could. I mean, they have headsets inside of helmets.
You put the headset inside that. Okay, they get like the communication helmet.
Yeah, now we're adding that because
we're adding. Oh yes, perfect. They give the green dot in the communication helmet.
See, I was envisioning like a helmet but no face mask, and the mic is like in.
Oh, they gotta have a face mask.
Like you got the like the call center mic. Yeah.
They gotta have the face mask though. Like
what I'm thinking though for Mac Brown is I think Spike Lee had like a Knicks jersey puffy jacket that he was wearing at a Knicks game. Like I think Mac Brown needs like a UNC jersey puffy jacket.
What about Mac Brown with the face mask that I just dropped in the chat that Justin Tuck used to wear in the NFL?
Oh, the completely gridded in one?
Yeah.
I think you should be allowed to wear a uniform from any time period though. So if Mac Brown wants to come out in a leather helmet, it's also totally allowed.
No, that's
I would love
actually
the
from
coach.
his time. So.
Like whatever coach would come out with like the single bar, like the kicker.
Oh yeah, the classic.
I would love that coach so much.
Can you wear a single bar anymore? Is that not allowed?
No, you can't do it anymore.
Or they can anymore.
I think the last kickers were like grandfathered into it at some point, but then they phased him out in the NFL.
Okay, was it like Garo Upremian for like the Dolphins?
Yes, good one.
I think Sean Landetta, maybe a punter for the Giants, because he punted for like 20 some odd years.
Because you can do that.
It was like when they grandfathered in that you didn't have to wear a helmet in the NHL. Like,
yeah, that's right. Craig McTavish was just totally the last dude without a helmet.
Okay, Andrew, what other weird things are we looking at from last week?
So we also have the arguably, this is going to probably piss some people off, but I'm going for it. The best conference this year is probably the Mountain West. There's a lot of very fun teams. I think bracketology stuff's kind of a little tired until we have the full resumes of every team. But if I were to pick, it's probably Colorado State, San Diego State, Utah State, New Mexico State.
Careful there.
It's not in the Mountain West. And I'm forgetting somebody because I'm live on the air. But
that's fine.
Anyway, there's probably another team that should also be in too. Nevada is the 5th team. They should probably all be in. Nevada is kind of falling apart. But anyway, Colorado State went on the road to Wyoming. Wyoming's been good recently, but they're not good this year. And Colorado State was winning, as you can see, for those of you who are here in the podcast. They were winning by 11 points with 1 minute and 11 seconds left.
How do you blow an 11-point lead?
They lost.
Jesus Christ.
They lost in overtime. Oh, it was also a 3-point game with like 5. There was also a 5-point game with like 4 seconds left. I was not watching this live, so I actually don't know fully what happened, but it's a miraculous collapse. So yeah, it's a little bit of a random number generator this year, the Mountain West. Even the teams that are supposedly bad, like Wyoming, are pulling off these kind of wins. And so is UNLV, who has a baffling resume. If you just want to pull up their schedule on your own time as you're listening to this, it's pretty hysterical. They've lost to Southern and they've beaten like 2 of the teams that are probably going to make the tournament. So
cool.
Yeah, it's one of those years in the Mountain West. This week, the rest of the week, we have a few Sickos matchups worth highlighting. Our beloved ULM is at Louisiana this week, so I had to shout out that for the Commish.
The Battle on the Bayou, which I don't have much faith because I know the Cajuns are really, really good in basketball. Typically,
the Sun Belt's also doing well this year. App State and JMU are both really good.
It'd be fun to see like the Sun Belt actually be a 2-bid league, but I don't think that will ever happen.
No,
it's still just going to be a 1-bid and maybe
App
one
State
in NIT.
App State beat JMU twice, so it's probably a 1-bid league, unfortunately, this year.
Gotcha.
Also worth highlighting is IUPUI. If you're in front of a screen on Thursday, and you can pull it up, they're playing at Green Bay at 11 o'clock Central Time.
Green Bay has been surprisingly spicy this year, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good. IUPUI is still not very good, but they're way better than they were previously, where they had like 3 players that were eligible.
I remember that.
Take the court. So they're much better. We also have the Battle for Long Island, which unfortunately is only on local television in New York and Flow Hoops. That's Stony Brook versus Hofstra. Oh. Those schools are probably like 15 minutes apart. And now they're in the same conference, which they renamed from the Colonial to the Coastal Athletic Association. Not a great rebrand, but probably best to not have Colonial in your name.
Yeah. I mean, good work.
I also tried to make a funny and say that St. John's is playing at UConn, but it's a home game for St. John's at Madison Square Garden. So it'll probably be 80% UConn fans.
Probably.
And we have 2 really nice games.
How is Patino doing in his first year?
They've been pretty good. What's really funny is a lot of the players that left, like the exodus of St. John's players that transferred out, a lot of them are doing really well. Arguably the best player on Wisconsin is a transfer from St. John's named AJ Storr. He's pretty unreal, like scoring the ball. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, they're pretty good. They're probably going to make the tournament. They'll probably be like an 8 or 9 seed.
It's fun.
That's good.
So that's
I think
an improvement.
that's kind of a success for Patino to get in.
What would be really funny is if they matched it up that he plays his son. His son's the coach at New Mexico, so that would be pretty hilarious. I also really don't like his son because when I was a student at Michigan, they were fouling down 11 with like 50 seconds left, and it was like one of those 9 p.m. tips Eastern time.
Oh.
So it was like 10:45 at night, and I was just yelling, "Coach, I want to go home. What are we doing here? Come on, get it over with." Unfortunately, you can't hear me on the replay, but I was there screaming in spirit. What else is worth noting? The Missouri Valley is really good this year. We have our special Sickos Showdown shirts for Drake and Indiana State, the Sycamores.
Two amazing shirts, by the way. Everything from Indiana State looks amazing because Indiana State has one of the best looks.
Shout out to Whitney at home field. She's a huge Sycamore, Indiana State, and she's warned us if Indiana State is back, that we may see a different side of her. So we're rooting for our beloved Sycamores. She's all in on the Sycamores name too. So
let's go.
Let's go. I'm gonna have to get that shirt, by the way. I love the Indiana State, like the 1970s thing, and then the Drake shirt. Oh,
it's also great. Yep.
Like the script is amazing too.
I want everybody to pop open the chat here, and if you're listening at home or in a position where you can Google this person, his name is Robbie Avila, and he is like the biggest rec league player that's like actually really excellent at basketball. He just looks like he belongs in like your local YMCA.
6'10", Jesus.
He's 6'10", 240, and he has a massive tattoo too on his right arm,
he does.
Bicep. It's really funny, but he's actually really good. So
I'm not talking shit. The goggles are giving rec league. I love it.
Totally. Yeah, it's amazing.
And then like in the background, you can see they have one of those like Sycamores logos basketball.
Yep,
like the shirt that we have for home field. Amazing.
So the tattoo, is it like a wolf with a cross in it, or is it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's I think it might be leaves or like a fire. I don't know.
Okay. More research needed.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on the podcast.
I see leaves. Yes.
We'll get him on the podcast after we get Jeff Undercuffler.
Yeah, Robbie, if you're listening, come through.
There's also that almost at the same time, there are these two teams, Duque and North Carolina. I've never heard of them. Do they play basketball?
Well, one of them just lost to Georgia Tech, so probably not.
No.
The other one has notably lost to Pitt at home this year, so
Hey.
And Tennessee and Kentucky are also playing, which
sure,
that's fun. And we also have South Dakota at South Dakota State and North Dakota at North Dakota State this weekend.
Oh, we got all the Dakota stuffs.
Yeah, unfortunately, the North Dakota State is on Summit Hoops Network.
What is
I don't
that?
know if that's. I don't know if that's free. I don't know if that's free. I've watched it when it was not when it was available for free. To watch Denver, South Dakota, which was like 111 to 109 in double overtime. So
who won, the Pioneers or what?
I think the Pioneers won. Yes, I believe that they did. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Okay, is everybody ready for the game that I've prepared?
Yes.
I have breaking news.
Oh, go.
Yes.
Not breaking news, but I have an update. Because I did a little bit of research regarding Robbie Avila's tattoo, and it is roses and leaves with cross inside it. And there's a 6th grader that looks just like him who drew it on his arm in Sharpie.
Oh, yes. Was that his Halloween costume?
I mean, he does look like a 6th grader, so that tracks.
Is he sure it's not just him from when he was in 6th grade?
I have taught this kid, and he played euphonium. I'm just going to say that. This is a euphonium player.
Yeah. Okay, so I've prepared blind resumes using the lovely Ken Pomeroy's website to give us a sense of the team in each conference that we should root for. Okay. So I've done the Power 6, which is the Power 5 of football with the Big East, and I've done 2 collections of bubble teams.
Okay.
So we have 8 categories. Is everybody ready to play?
Sure.
We don't.
I just picked the one that I like the best based on this.
We can come to a consensus the four of you can come to a consensus, or you can each pick who you want.
I'm gonna pick my own. Fuck these guys.
Throw your support behind.
I do my own thing.
All right, I've put the Big 12 first. Is everybody ready?
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, Team 1. Their worst loss is to number 208 in the country in KenPom as of last night when I did this research, and their biggest win is against number 17 in KenPom. They have the 208th best offense out of 362 teams, but the 8th best defense. In conference play, they have gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So you can bet on them to win this weekend.
It's a fucking Welsh city. Okay, keep going.
Yes. Number 2, they're below Eastern Washington, High Point, and Seattle U in KenPom. They have had 8 players transfer in and 8 players transfer out last offseason. They have losses to number 192 in the country and 181 in the country, and a win versus 17. We'll reveal who 17 is at the end of this because it's pretty funny. Number 3 is 15-5 overall. Their losses are to teams from Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Ohio. And their point guards who play significant minutes are first names Jizzle and Day Day.
So my gut is telling me to pick the team that I like loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So number 1 is going to be my choice.
Okay.
That does remind me of Georgia Tech in football, but I can't get past Jizzle and Day Day. I'm about that team.
Okay.
I remember Jizzle. His last name's James, isn't he? Like Edgerrin James' son?
He might be. I don't remember.
Jizzle James. I feel like that's the case. So number 2 is below Eastern Washington, High Point, and Seattle U in KenPom. 8 transfer in, 8 transfer out.
Yes, he is Edgerrin James' son, if that makes you feel
Perfect. Old. All right. No, that's about my age. I feel okay with that at this point. Yeah, that's how old I am. I'm like when I hear like athletes son, I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's about right now. I was just like, before I'd be like, I'm old. I'm like, no, that's about right. But 15-5 overall, blind resume. I feel like.
I mean, this is an exercise that they do like when you're actually picking between bubble teams.
Yeah.
And they obscure like the name and then they put like actual statistics. I just chose random statistics that I thought would be funny to be transparent.
They lost to 192, 181, but they beat 17. Number 2 makes no sense. And because it makes no sense, I'm going to go with number 2. Like, you shouldn't pick this one, but I'm picking it.
I think that's valid reasoning. I, like Arthur, gotta go with Jizzle and Day Day. I can't not root for a team with 2 point guards whose names are Jizzle and Day Day.
I mean, it's great.
Okay, is everybody ready for the big reveal?
Go for it.
Yes.
Who's my team?
Right, number 1 is UCF.
Oh, fuck me.
Their big win was against Kansas. Number 17 is
okay.
Kansas.
I'll take that.
And their loss was to the Stetson. Shout out the Hatters.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Number 2 is West Virginia.
Nice.
You can imagine with the coaching situation, they had 8 players leave and 8 players come in because their coach was did a very bad thing.
He was enjoying the Taylor Swift concert a little bit too much.
Even though Beth
he was
isn't
just
here,
really
West
into
Virginia's
recycling.
Represented.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to let Beth cook on West Virginia, but I hopefully
here's where I'll reveal the real reason I picked 3. I didn't want to like give too much away, but I knew 17 had to be Kansas, and I knew West Virginia had beaten Kansas, so I just was like, I'm not picking either of the people that have beaten 17.
Yeah. And number 192 in KenPom as of last night was Monmouth, which is in New Jersey, and number 181 is Radford, which I think is in like the Appalachian part of Virginia.
Yes, Radford's in Virginia. Once upon a time, it was a women's college.
And Radford's mascot, which home field has a shirt, looks like Elmo's dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. I think they're the Highlanders. So he's
the Highlanders. Yeah.
Scottish vibes, Elmo.
Good to know.
He's Elmo after he went off the grid because too many people were trauma dumping on him. Anyway, number 3 is Cincinnati. Jizzle is indeed Edgerrin James' son, and Cincinnati started really well, and then the Big 12 season started, and that's just war every day. There we go. All right, next is the Big 10.
Okay.
Is everybody ready?
Go for it.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
Big 10 not making a tourney. I picked West Virginia. I'm out.
No, you're basically.
I'm done. It's okay.
They're under 500.
Shout
I
out
tried to
Beth.
pick teams that were moderately on the bubble.
Yeah.
But I had to pick West Virginia because of
Love you, Beth.
some of those statistics.
Feel
Anyway, Big Ten team 1. They started. They are 12-5 since they started the season 1-3. They did not do very well in their early season tournament. They are 159th in offense. So, and then they're 7th in defense. And out of nearly 360 teams, they're 289th in bench minutes.
What does that mean? Help me here.
So the percentage of minutes that are played by the bench players is 289th.
Okay, gotcha.
So the bench is very small,
very
so small.
So it's
Yeah,
if you start, you're playing most of the minutes. Got it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Where we're
Unless you
going,
stop
we
trouble.
don't believe in bench points.
Okay,
That's right.
got it.
Unless there's
Okay.
trouble. Yeah.
Team 2, in their conference in the Big Ten, they're 2nd in 3-point percentage and 14th in 2-point percentage.
Okay.
They started conference play 0-3 and then went 3-0. So they were 3-3 at one point with 3 consecutive losses and then 3 consecutive wins. And they are 7-2 against teams in the Eastern Time Zone.
Like it.
Team 3 started the season 7-0 and then lost by 29 points to their in-state rival.
Boy,
Their 3 most used players are from North Carolina, the Netherlands, and Japan.
nice.
And in a week span, they beat the 2nd-ranked team in Ken Pom as of last night, and they lost to the 92nd-ranked team.
Give me that team right there.
I'm gonna go 3 just for the
3.
international flavor.
I think I know who they are, but I don't want to say 2.
I'm with you there.
Yeah,
too.
I figured you guys would know.
Well,
But
I'm gonna go 1 here. For the record, I don't know who these are. My best guess is that 1 that looks like a Tom Thibodeau coach team, so I assume that's the New York Knicks. I'm going Knicks, baby.
Knicks, baby.
Knicks all the way, baby.
Love the Knicks.
No, I don't. Let's go Heat. Even though
Go
they lost
Knicks.
like 7 in a
Love
row.
the Knicks.
Love the Knicks.
I will be picking team 2 here because poor 2-point shooting, but good 3-point shooting reminds me of Pitt a little bit.
There we go.
all right, team 1 is Maryland.
Oh,
Team 2 is Iowa.
all right.
Team 3 is
Can I
Nebraska.
say it?
Yeah, my boys
No.
in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, did you guys know about Kosuke Tominaga?
I know about the korfball player.
Oh, you know about
I know
NASCAR, like
the
korfball? Yes.
man who
The
started with
Netherlands.
korfball.
The korfball man. I knew about the Japanese one, and I was like, okay. And then I remember if you get korfball on the timeline, Jordan's automatically tweeting korfball.
Hell yeah.
In our original trailer, he says korfball like 9 times in like 30 seconds.
Korf.
I'm glad we redid the trailer on the podcast,
I'm glad we did too.
it's just definitely, yeah. But yeah,
Well,
I knew it was
if you
Nebraska
play the
ball.
new trailer backwards, you can hear Jordan saying "korf, korf, 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 korf,
Korf,
korf" very
korf.
quietly in
That's
the
right.
background.
Definitely.
Frock.
They lost to Creighton by 29?
Yeah, they did.
Jesus. I didn't know
They
it was
didn't play.
that bad.
They didn't play in like one of those neutral site tournament things.
No.
So they went 7-0 to start the year, and then
Yeah.
they got blown out by Creighton at home.
That's okay, though. I think
But they're pretty good.
Look, I hope they make the tourney, and I
Me
hope
too.
they win their first ever NCAA tournament game.
Me too. I hope that they win.
Let's go Nebraska ball. Hey, Jordan,
All
did
right.
you want to...
What?
Jordan?
Yeah.
There's a thing that you normally do about an hour into the show.
Oh, hey everyone. Speaking of Nebraska ball, let's plug things. Is that good? Was that smooth?
That's beautiful, Jordan.
That took a little while, but it was great.
Speaking of Nebraska ball, come join us in the Patreon where we talk about Nebraska. Okay. For $5 a month, come join us in the Discord, pay for our Patreon, help me finance my new car. And
That's right.
also come to the Discord and you can yell with us about games. We've just redone the Discord a little bit, so the Sickos rooms are sort of all clustered together, which makes it easier to find things. We've broken out some of the threads too. So come join us, join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. There's also channels about animals and food and gambling and video games and
books. You read books, right?
Yeah, if you're a nerd.
There's one about technology.
There is.
That one's also for nerds.
That's for nerds.
What about movies and TV?
Nerds.
Nerds.
There's a lot of Star Trek talk in that room.
There's a lot. What about like music? Like, I mean, we could talk about How Bizarre again.
We also have our merch store at sickoscommittee.org. Commish, I have your stickers ready. I will send them to you.
For the love of God, get me my graphics so I can put them on the store.
Alert and Sickos is ladies stuff. We have a YouTube channel, which we're actually doing something with now. Just wait for it. We'll have some shorts available. We'll post them on Twitter as well. We'll have go on our Instagram as well, where we post things on there too. Sure, why not? We put filters.
We post some stuff on the Instagram. We throw some stuff on the filters. We do a lot with like our Instagram stories. Apparently, Maction tagged us in a photo of like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift kissing each other, and they said like us and Maction.
Did you know?
Whatever.
That Taylor Swift,
thank you, Maction.
Did you know that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is a deep state psyop? And also, fellas, did you know it's gay to have a girlfriend who's Taylor Swift? That's what the right-wing Twitter sphere has taught me this week.
Okay.
Sure.
There's also some betting. There's a betting line that you remember Commish Damas said that like Kelce is going to propose after he wins the Super Bowl to Taylor on the field.
There's no way.
There is a betting line for this.
That's God.
It's at FanDuel Canada. It says yes plus 190, no minus 250. Proposal must be on field after the game. If the Commissioner Damas
on the track. He did it on the track.
Commissioner Damas did predict Harbaugh going to the Chargers on the Kay Adams show. So, I mean, is Commissioner Damas channeling this proposal just to anger the world after this? Does
their proposal mean that their Chiefs are going to win? Like
the Chiefs have got to win.
The Niners win?
I mean, I didn't know who they were playing, so I just predicted this like 3 weeks ago.
Not the Lions. Everyone's very sad about that one.
Yeah, and I think we all remember what happened after the last time we had a Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl. So brace yourself for the rest of 2024. It's going to be fun, guys.
God damn it. We also have a Substack where we are talking about the best season of all time for teams who stopped having a football team. Long Beach State, the 49ers, were out already, and we got Marquette on Friday.
Yeah, the Marquette Golden Avalanche.
We also have the Message Board Geniuses podcast that we love and listen to. You should listen to them as well. And, of course, our partner that we love, Home Field Apparel. It clothes us. It makes sure I have soft shirts all the time and hoodies and pants. Use offer code YES, yes, that's 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. We also have our Sickos Shirt Showdown is back. This week we have 2 for men's basketball. We have Drake and Indiana State. 2 amazing shirts. And we also have
Sycamores.
On the women's side, we have Iowa versus Maryland. A Maryland hoodie, which looks really sharp.
Dude, that Terps hoodie and it's being red.
I have to admit that the script Terps is
I love
nice.
it.
That script Terps is nice. I'm like, I don't have a red hoodie. I have the maroon like centenary hoodie, but that red hoodie is calling me. And I'm like, again, this promo is just turning into stuff that I buy on discount, which is kind of defeating the purpose. So somebody else buy instead of the commission buying all these deals.
If you
use the code committee
on these, use offer code committee for 25% off as long as supplies last.
I just wanted to let you know in the middle of the podcast, I did buy the Sicko merch shirt, and then I also bought the Providence Friars shirt for my wife.
Yep, because they're both great.
Nice.
They're awesome, man. I can't resist. Damn you, home field.
You need to build yourself a new dresser.
I probably will, but I hang up my t-shirts, so it's okay.
Can I alert you guys to an amazing Twitter handle that just liked one of the tweets on the Sickos account?
Yeah, go for it.
It's Skip Bayless, but Bayless.
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
Bay.
When I found out that Skip Bayless and Rick Bayless were related, it blew my fucking mind so badly.
Yeah, they're brothers.
I know. It's insane because one of them is like one of the nicest like celebrity chefs out there and does amazing things, and the other one's fucking Skip Bayless. And it blows my mind that those 2 humans are related. I can't imagine what Thanksgiving must be like. I assume it's just Skip Bayless throwing his cowboy stuff into the trash compactor over and over again. Okay,
Probably.
We're back to blind resumes. Pac-12, hit me.
Wait, Big East.
Big
Don't
East,
skip
hit me, Big East.
God, I love the Big East.
The biggest East.
All right. The first team has played 4 overtime games this year
Okay.
They are 2-2 in those overtime games, and in one of them, they beat the number 6 team in Ken Palm as of last night. They are 0-3 against teams in their state. And finally, out of 362 teams in the country, they are 359th in block rate, which is just the number of blocks.
Love
So they don't block anybody at all.
No, they don't have a shot blocker on the team.
Okay.
The second team here in the Big East is between Princeton and North Texas in Ken Palm as of last night. They are 2-4 outside of the Eastern time zone, and their best player is from Canada and transferred in from a school in California.
Okay.
The third team here has 7 losses. All of those losses have come in losing streaks. The losing streaks are of 2 games, 3 games, and 2 games. They have played 2 double overtime games, both at home, and they won both of them. And they are the 23rd oldest team in the country by years of D1 experience.
I mean, I'm got to go with the team that's 359 out of 362 in block rate. I want a team that just can't block shit.
I remember like being the tallest person on like a company basketball team, and I'm like 5'10". So I understand the team that has a really low block rate because I mean, yeah, anybody taller than me, I'm probably not gonna block a shot. I understand that, but I'm gonna zag because I'm old as hell. I am picking Team 3, the 23rd oldest team in the nation.
There you go.
I will take the team that lies between Princeton and North Texas. Could be anywhere in the Midwest or in the Big East or somewhere. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I like the old. I'm all about the old.
The youngest person on the podcast is all about the old. All right.
There was a movie. We've talked too much about movies already tonight, though.
Yeah, no more movies.
All right. Team 1 is Villanova. Their losses are in state are to Drexel, St. Joe's, and Penn.
Oh,
okay.
God!
So they have not beaten a team from inside the.
Okay,
the
so
Philly
Drexel
5.
is in the same city as them. Penn,
Yes.
same city. St. Joe's, same city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So they've
in
lost to
Philly.
like 3 teams in the same metro area.
They didn't play Temple this year, which is
Oh my
unfortunate,
God.
'cause they probably would have lost.
Cowards.
Lucky they
We lost to Temple.
dodged them.
Scared.
Scared of Temple.
Scared. Team 2 is Seton Hall.
Okay.
And Team 3 is Butler.
Butler, the Bulldogs.
Butler's the 23rd oldest team in the nation in games, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know,
they
I
had
mean,
to get a lot of fifth-year seniors because they had some transfer people.
Nice.
Okay, Pac-12.
Okay, so this is the current Pac-12, not the...
Not the ghost Pac-12, or else there would only be 2 teams.
I know, this would be easy.
Okay, and you'd be able to guess which one is which with 50%, 50-50 odds. Anyway, Team 1, they're the second tallest team in the country.
Okay.
They have played their conference foes, so this reveals that they're not Utah or Colorado. They beat both Utah and Colorado at home, but they lost to Utah and Colorado on the road. And they have a starter from Australia and a starter from Macedonia.
Okay.
Team 2, in back-to-back games, they lost to the 111th team in Ken Palm at the time, and then they beat the number 5 team in Ken Palm at the time. They've only played 4 games outside of the state where the school is located.
Wow.
And they've only played 1 private school all season.
Okay.
The third team is 2-7 away from home, but 12-0 at home, including a semi-home game in the city that they're in.
Okay.
They have 2 players with the same last name who are the same age, but they're not brothers.
Okay.
And then they are 3-0 against teams from inside their state, but 0-2 against teams that border their state, whose state borders their state.
I'm going to go with Team 1, second tallest team in the country, and also has starters from Australia and Macedonia,
North Macedonia.
which is Greece. No, I think you meant Greece, and that's fine.
No.
Greece is Macedonia. I've heard this.
Don't you do that.
No, don't start a Balkanization of the Discord.
He's doing it. He really wants to anger the Balkans.
Come at me, Balkan Twitter.
You don't want that, Jordan.
Don't.
You really don't.
Bad
Man,
idea.
how are
Your
we
new
going to do
car
our
will be on
Soccer
fire.
Ultra tour? I mean, come on.
That is true. It's going to be a rough soccer ultra tour when I piss off every Balkan country.
Jordan.
I'm taking 1.
I
Jordan's
want
gonna
the
get banned from
variant.
the
I want the
Schengen zone.
sickosness. I want the team that lost to 111, but then won against 5 in back-to-back games.
Okay.
I would like the variance. And they've only played 4 games outside their state, and they've only played 1 private school all season. I want them. Let's go with that team, number 2.
I'm gonna go with number 3. I like the 2 players with the same last name and age who are not brothers, so they think. I've seen this movie before. Okay, this is a classic movie plot. Long, like split up at birth. Right. I mean, we all love Jean-Claude Van Damme in Double Impact. Recently, Dick's the Musical, great movie. But yeah, I that just hooks me right there.
There you go.
Yeah, this is the Parent Trap. I'm also picking Team 3.
All right, so Team 1 is Washington State.
Love it. Love my Cougs.
Team 2 is Stanford.
Nice.
Okay.
The team where's this? Oh, the win against number 111 or loss against 111 was to Arizona State at home. But then the next game they beat Arizona at home. So pretty hilarious.
They did the Arizona trip backwards. They should have beat Arizona State and lost to. Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stanford. The Stanford tree. Got it.
And the Team 3 is Utah. The brothers forlorn are the Carlsons. We have Brendan Carlson from South Jordan, Utah. He's a 5th year. And we have his not brother, wink, wink, who is Ben Carlson from Woodbury, Minnesota, who transferred from Wisconsin.
If they had both been from Utah, I would have been like, that's bullshit. It's like how every Romney's related. There's no way.
This is definitely the Parent Trap. You can't convince me otherwise.
It makes more sense if they're from different locations. If they were in the same location, they'd figure it out. Like, they weren't reunited until now.
Gotcha.
Okay, that was the plot of the Parent Trap, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, perfect.
No, they met at summer camp, but yeah.
Summer camp, totally done.
Yeah.
The ACC.
The best basketball conference.
I'm not giving it away by adding a fact, so we're just going to go with what happened last night. So this is as of yesterday, so that might give it away. Hopefully it doesn't. They have conference wins against number 15 and number 29 in Ken Palm. They were the semifinalists of their multi-team event in a tropical location.
Okay.
And they are 205th in the country in defense.
Love it.
Which hopefully I corrected.
So there's like 2 tropical location things that I can think of: Atlantis or like Maui Invitational thingy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there more?
There's more.
Oh, well,
you'll find out.
All
right. Team 2. They're 5-1 against Catholic schools. Their best win is against a team from New York State, and they are last in the entire country in free throw percentage by their opponents. So their opponents, when they're at the line, shoot the best percentage in the country. It's like 78%.
5-1 against Catholic schools feels like a hate crime, but I'm not sure why.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Team 3 started 2-3 and then went on an 8-game winning streak. Their best players are both transfers, 1 transfer from Delaware and 1 transfer from Gonzaga. They are 11-0 at home, but they're 3-6 at neutral sites and on the road.
I'm going to have to go with Team 1. 205th in the country in defense. Sounds good to me.
I will go with Team 2. The thing that speaks to me there is the best win is against a team from New York. And listen, my Portland Trailblazers swept the season series against the Brooklyn Nets. So I'm feeling the vibes about beating up on teams from New York.
There you go.
I have a weird feeling that Team 2 is Notre Dame, and I don't like that. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It's a vibe. I think I'm going to take Team 3 here. I'm also pretty confident that none of them are Pitt.
No, none of them are Pitt.
Pitt Girl was like, no, these are not Pitt. This is ridiculous. Started 2-3, went on an 8-game winning streak. So that would make them 10-3. They're 11-0 at home, 3-6 neutral on the road. Give me number 3, the Syracuse Orange.
Good guess, but incorrect, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, almost.
So Team 1, with now also a win against the Ken Palm number 3 team.
Yeah.
Is your Georgia Tech.
Yeah, bees.
Bees.
My bees.
Bees.
Team 2 is Boston College. Their best win is against St. John's, and they're 5-1 against other Catholic schools, which is very funny.
Damn.
Including sweeping Notre Dame, beating St. John's, Holy Cross, but they did lose to Loyola Chicago.
This is schismatic shit. I like it.
Go Ramblers.
And the third team here is Wake Forest.
Oh, okay. I got
who played in the Shiner Children's Charleston Classic and did not play very well, but looked pretty good, and then won all of their home games.
The what classic?
Shiner Children's is like the St. Jude of that part of the country.
But like, where is that? Tropical?
At the College of Charleston.
That's tropical?
No, that's not the
tropical.
No,
the tropical location for Georgia Tech was the Diamond Head Classic, which is played at Hawaii Stadium in Honolulu.
Oh my God, I got those two confused. But like
Christmas, some of the games are on Christmas Day. So if you're too busy, if you don't want to watch the NBA, if you don't want to watch Knicks Celtics for like the 25th year in a row on Christmas Day, you can watch the Shiners, or you can watch Diamond. You can
watch Wake Forest play whoever they played.
Yeah.
To the SEC. Sure.
All right, Team 1. They're 8th in KenPom, but they did have a 3-game losing streak in their non-conference schedule. But they're still number 8.
Okay.
They're first in the entire country in offense, but they're 66th in defense. Their best player is from a town called Muscle Shoals,
Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Good to know.
Yes.
I just know the name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Team 2 has had winning streaks of 7 games and 6 games. They are 351st in block rate, so they joined our other team that was last.
Uh-huh.
And 4 of their 5 stars are from within 100 miles of campus. Okay. 3 are from the state where the school is, and 1 is from the neighboring state. And Team 3 is 2-2 against the ACC. They have 4 transfer starters. The transfers are from UC Irvine, Iona, Marshall, and Seton Hall. And they are 3rd highest in tempo in the Power 6, which is the Power 5.
So they like to push the ball.
I mean, I went for the bad blockers last time. I'm going to do it again. Give me number 2, the team who's 351st in block rate with the local boys.
The bad blockers.
Yeah.
Well, I got to go with Team 3. I love tempo.
I think I'm going to take Team 1 here, even though I'm worried that it's Alabama. I know it's not Auburn because Auburn is 5 in KenPom.
Mm-hmm.
3-game non-conference losing streak, but still 8 in KenPom. I'm feeling it's either Kentucky or Tennessee. Number 1 in offense, though, but 66 in defense. Yeah, I like number 1. Go number 1.
Number 1 is indeed Alabama.
Gross.
Number 2 is South Carolina.
Hell yeah, I'll take it.
And number 3 is Florida.
Jordan does look good in the quarter zip.
I do look good in the quarter zip.
Home field has those too, right?
There you go.
They're very
the
soft.
losing streak by Alabama was against Purdue in Toronto, Creighton at Creighton, and Arizona in the Suns Arena. So
that feels
in a week they played in Toronto, Creighton or Omaha, Nebraska, and in Phoenix, which feels like a very different sort of road trip.
That's a fucking Chicago State ass schedule where you're across the country in weeks.
Truly
Jesus
is.
Christ.
Okay,
Yeah,